Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. I'm super excited to let you know that we are adding new shows to the Chronically Online tour. We are going to be doing London on March 9th at Smith Square Hall, and we're going to be doing Dublin on March 10th at O'Reilly Theatre. Now, this is super exciting to me because I'm so excited, obviously, to do the shows in America, and we are adding other shows, do not worry, but I never ever thought that I would be able to do a show so close to me and also a little homecoming show in Ireland. I'm really excited. I was trying to think of ways to make this very special because obviously we've announced 5 US dates so far. We're going to be adding more, and now we have these UK and Ireland ones. So I thought it would be really fun. I ordered these little postcards. I have one here of me drinking a Guinness in Dublin. So I have 50 of each, and then I have ones of me in London. And I'm going to be signing all of these. And if you buy tickets to either the London show or the Dublin show, and on any social medias, send me confirmation that you are coming, I will mail you a little signed postcard from whatever one you're coming to, which I think is really fun. Also, I live in the UK now, so it's very cheap to send these, so that's why I'm doing it for these shows. I thought I would sign them all and kind of hang out with you all here. But yes, tickets are at x1entertainment.com/Adam McIntyre. I cannot believe that I'm lucky enough to do a show in London and even more lucky to do a show in Dublin. I did cry when I got the email from my tour manager because the American shows was something that I couldn't believe, but being able to, I live in Brighton now, being able to do a show that isn't that far away from me is crazy. All of my friends are going to be there. All of my family are going to be there. Same with the Dublin show. It literally is like a little homecoming show because I'm Irish. So anyways, I'm going to sign these. Yeah, we have 50 and 50, so we have 100 total. And yeah, it'll be first come, first serve. So I'm gonna sign these and just kind of hang out with you. But yes, I love this. It's me drinking a Guinness, and let me tell you something, I cannot drink Guinness, so this was definitely for a photo op. But I just wanted to sign these and hang out. So yeah, if you let me know on any social media your confirmation of what show you're coming to, I will get these to you. But anyways, hi, how are we all doing? I posted a video on my second channel maybe like 2 days ago or something like that, where I was really opening up about like grief and stuff, and it was crazy the response to it, and it really just, God, I'm so grateful to be able to just like film a video, upload it, and have a community that can respond to it and have an open dialogue. And that video was, I feel like, a really big turning point. I've been uploading videos for a very long time, and I've been uploading on my second channel for a long time as well, right? But there was something, I don't know, there's something switched with, I really kind of felt like I let down all my boundaries for that video. And the response from people, like opening up about their own lives and things they're going through, like, I'm so grateful that people care enough to watch, but care enough to open up, because again, people were like, oh, Adam, this is vulnerable of you to open up. But I'm like, it's even more so for you to be doing this and having this conversation. So thank you so much to everyone for doing that, and I just want to send everyone a little bit of love. Obviously, we are in a very difficult time of the year right now. It is, I was going to say summer. I wish it was summer. It is approaching winter. Is it already winter? I don't know. I always say it's winter before it's winter, and people are like, technically, it's not winter yet. And I'm like, okay, guys. But it's really cold here in the UK, and it's not even just cold, it's freezing. I went and got my coffee today, and I was wearing 3 hoodies, and it was still really cold. And there's something to be said about this time of year. It has a lot of challenges. I mean, summer has its challenges, spring has its challenges and stuff like that, but that on top of having really cold weather is just a little bit intense. But I'm really excited because there's so many amazing things upcoming. I am getting eye surgery tomorrow because I need to get a little something removed from under my eye. I get it like every 2 years. So I'm a little bit nervous for that surgery. And by the time you see this, I will have had the surgery because at the time I'm filming this, the London and Dublin shows haven't officially been announced yet. But I want to do this where I'm not like bandaged up. So I'm going to be a little bit out of order for a bit. But I'm super grateful that I'm able to get the surgery right before I go to New York. I'm going to New York on the 9th of December. This has kind of turned into a little tradition now where I have my little Christmas in New York before I go home. Obviously, I live in Brighton, but my family are still in Ireland. So what I always do is I go and see my friends in America, in New York, kind of the 2 weeks before Christmas. And I always go, it started because Mariah Carey does her Christmas shows in New York. And I always dreamed of going to New York during Christmas as a child. And luckily I'm able to fulfill that now. And I have so many amazing friends out there. And I'm also able to go to the Mariah shows. So it's like it's been like 3 or 4 years of this, like my own little Christmas tradition of doing this. And then I go home on like the 20th of December or something like that, or very close to that. And I hang out with my family, and I'm super excited for Christmas this year. But I also just want to extend a little bit of love to everyone that is going through this Christmas period, who is struggling, going through something. This is a great time for a lot of people, and it is a terrible time for a lot of people. And I want to be very, very, very sympathetic towards that. And if anyone needs a little bit of love, a little bit of push, just know that there's a community here. And if the comment section on the previous video is anything, oh my God, we have got your back. Take it day by day. Again, there is a lot of emotions that come with the end of year period for a lot of people. And then when you add like bad weather and getting dark really early, it just can be a challenging time for a lot of people. So if you are finding yourself struggling or going through a whirlwind of emotions, just know that it will get easier, and it will pass in some degree, and you will come out on the other side of it feeling a shit ton better. And do something for you. Do something for you. I always preach this. I mean, I remember I used to get emails from people, and they would say that they're going through something or they're struggling, and they would ask basically, oh, I smudged that one a little bit. Oh, fuck. They would, be very open and vulnerable about going through things, specifically the Christmas period. Because as well, like, Christmas is forced down your throat. And there's this like idealistic view of like family and friends and celebration, and even New Year's. Like, New Year's is a very emotional day for a lot of people. But obviously that's companies pushing it out because they want to make the most money and all the rest. And someone had asked me how they were like every day is really, really, really challenging. Like, what would you recommend? Because my nose is running. That's how cold it is. And I actually want to get a tissue or something because my nose is running so desperately. All right, there's a tissue over here, which is great. Happy days. All right, so people had been saying that like every day was a little bit of a challenge, and like, what would I advise? And obviously I don't have the greatest advice in the entire world. But what I do have is experience of going through things that haven't been so great in my own life. And what I've always valued is like treating myself. And by that, I mean where I will kind of take a few days to not feel the pressure of responding to people or doing tasks that are draining, or obviously there's things we need to do, but like being patient with yourself, not putting intense expectations on yourself. And also something as simple as, if you're able to, go and get your favorite coffee or make your favorite drink or something like that, or get your favorite snack and just treat yourself. And a lot of people wait for an excuse to treat themselves, like, oh, I don't want to go and get my coffee because I don't have time today or whatever. If you're able to, treat yourself. Life is challenging, and again, is this time of year. Do it. Do it. It's worth it. And Lord knows sometimes we need a little bit of something. So yeah, I just wanted to extend a little bit of love to everyone right now in general. But if anyone is feeling a little bit down at this time of year, just know that it's incredibly normal. Incredibly normal. And I'm here for you. A lot of people are here for you. And if it doesn't feel it, I hope the community that we have here can make you feel it even a little bit. So yeah, just wanted to have that little convo. And I think I've been very inspired to say that after reading the comment section of everyone opening up, because I was reading people talk about things they're going through, and I'm like, damn, like every single person is going through something. Every single person is going through something. And yeah, I hope you're all doing well. This is definitely a challenging time of the year for a lot of people. And be patient with yourself. Sorry, I didn't mean to get all sappy at the start of this video. So yeah, I'm very excited to go home and see my family. I don't really see my family much anymore because obviously it's not that I live quite far away. I just have like a lot of commitments that make it hard to go back home. And like my family now live in basically the countryside, so it's even harder to get to them. Like when they used to live in the city center, it was very easy to like get a flight, see them in a day, and then go home. Whereas now there's like an added like 2 hours to the journey, blah, 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 blah. So I really do appreciate the Christmas season. And honestly, I see my brothers once a year, literally once a year. So I always get excited just for us all to be in the house. And I know that it's my parents' favorite time of the year as well. And I value it even more because my grandparents are very clearly getting old. And just being able to be with them, I cherish it so much. I know that not everything is forever, and I love them so much. And so this Christmas in particular feels very special and meaningful, that I want to make the most amount of effort with my grandparents. I mean, they're both approaching their 90s now, which is scary and terrifying. And, you know, my granda has open conversations with me about, you know, losing his memory and that he's been, like, struggling and stuff. And I know that my nana is very much so the same. Like, they have a plethora of health situations. And so at this time of year, I think back on older memories when everyone was younger and different traditions and stuff. And I just want to cherish every moment I have. And I made a video, like I said, a couple days ago on my second channel where I talked about, you know, aging is a privilege denied to many. And it just has kind of opened my eyes to be a little bit more grateful for what I have. And that definitely has something to do with family. You know, I don't think I've cherished what I have with family as much as I should because there's so much drama. How families be. Families have drama, that's how it goes. And I think for many years I've kind of like suppressed a lot of interactions with family in general, but now I'm like, we are only here once, and I want everyone to know that I appreciate and cherish them. And so I'm excited to go back home, hang out with my nana and granda at Christmas time. And I remember one of my favorite memories of Christmas is every Christmas Eve, or at least some, my nana and granda would take me and my brothers on a walk up the town in Derry. And the reason they would do this, I thought, was just because they wanted to hang out with us on Christmas Eve. The truth was, my parents were preparing Santa at home, which is genius, because I just thought that my nana and granda wanted to hang out with me. And I know that they loved hanging out with us, but I'm like, wow, there was a motive here. But I love those times of really, really, really cold Christmas Eve, walking around town with my nana and granda, and I remember just looking up at the sky and being like, it's crazy that, like, Santa's up there. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, Santa is up there. And so I just think the innocence of that time of year, and obviously when you grow up, there's a lot of magic with things in general that kind of fade away, but I think it's kind of finding new memories or new traditions or whatever. And I guess that's why New York at Christmas time means so much to me, because I've gone to New York at Christmas time with my parents as well. Me and my mom went, a couple years ago during Christmas, and it was always a dream of mine to be able to take my parents to New York during that time period, because obviously they've always dreamed of that and they've always wanted that. And me and my mom went during Christmas time. I mean, that was actually when we went to the Wendy Williams show. It was such a fun trip. It was such a chaotic trip. Obviously, every single trip with me and my mom gets so chaotic. And it's nice. And it just shows that, like, I'm growing up. Like, the memories I think of when it comes to Christmas now are like memories of being reunited with my brothers and, you know, playing drinking games with my brothers at Christmas, or playing board games with my family at Christmas, or Christmas dinner and stuff like that. Whereas when I was younger, the magic was to do with like Santa and presents, because everything was so surface level to me. But obviously your attitude changes whenever you grow up and you realize what actually matters. I've started listening to Christmas music again. This is the longest I've waited before listening to Christmas music. And first of all, I would love to know what your favorite Christmas song is. Always, my favorite Christmas song is Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. And I can't wait to hear it this year. But a song that has really been jumping the ranks this year on my Christmas playlist is Oh Holy Night by Bing Crosby, is it? Oh my God. You know that like old sounding songs where it sounds like it's almost recorded on like a fucking tin, and they have the harmonies and the choir, and it feels like a hug. I've always loved music, and I've always loved Christmas music. And oh my God, if I'm ever in a bad mood or if I'm ever stressed or whatever like that old sounding Christmas music will always put me in the best mood. And I mean, I've always loved music all my life. Also, really randomly, I remembered that on one Christmas morning, I remember being so persuaded that I had heard Santa and the reindeers landing on our roof. And I remember on Christmas morning, I went downstairs and I, in detail, told my brothers and mum and dad about exactly what time, what it sounded like when Santa and the reindeers, you know, landed on the roof. But here's the thing, I still remember hearing it, but obviously that didn't happen. But at that stage, my brothers were old enough where they knew that Santa wasn't real. And obviously my parents knew that as well. And so I'm like, wow, they all sat there being like, you're a fucking liar. But I swear to God, in my delusional state, I don't know, it's probably the excitement as well. But I think that that's such a sweet memory of where it was just like young delusion. I might get an advent calendar this year. I haven't had an advent calendar since I was so young. And they like do them really cheap now as well, because it's like that cheap chocolate. I might get one. Is anyone else do people still do advent calendars? I've been seeing on the TikTok shop people do like advent calendars, and it's like companies and they're like hundreds of pounds. And I'm like, bitch, just give me like a £2 max one, $2 max one with that cheap coin chocolate. That's all I need, babe. I also remember being in like primary school and making Christmas cookies with my teachers, making Christmas ornaments, some of which are still on our family's Christmas tree to this day. This is the first year that I'm not decorating for Christmas. I think I've talked about this already. It just isn't worth it for me, honestly. I'm going to be out of my apartment most of Christmas, like, season. Obviously, I could have decorated from September, which I've done in the past, which is a bit much. I will admit that. But this year, I'm going to be gone basically all of December from my apartment. The dogs are going to be back home. I'm going to be in New York, and then I'm going to be back home with them. And then after Christmas, the tour starts. In February, we do the 5 shows, the Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, LA, Dallas. And then right after that, we do the London and Dublin. And then right after that, I think we're doing the other American ones. And then I think after that, we're doing Australia. So it's going to be a very, very, very busy, very exciting, very hectic year. But I'm not going to be in my apartment much. So I was like, oh, I don't want to decorate because I don't want to put it all up to take it all down. And also on my move from Manchester to Brighton, I had to dump a lot of my Christmas decorations because they broke when I was taking them down. And I was like, wow, like, I would love to at one stage in my life have like Christmas decorations that will come out of my attic, and I use them every year because I think that's beautiful. And I love that my parents have the same Christmas decorations that they had whenever I was a kid. I remember, Mom, if you're watching this, you know the little Santas with the dangly legs that sit on the TV stand? Oh, I love those little bitches. And also, my mom and dad have like Christmas decorations from when my brother was born, which I think is absolutely crazy that they're still there. And so, I don't know, I value this time of year in a much different way than I used to. And I'm very excited to just be with my family and have a little reset. And yeah, that's that. Also, I don't know what I'm doing for New Year's yet. I always have like my New Year's planned so far in advance, but there's nothing going on in Brighton during this New Year's. And last New Year's was a really bad one for me. If you watch the original podcast with Neve, you'll know. So we'll not get into that story, but I would like to have a good New Year's this year because normally I always have a good New Year's, but last year was just bad, honey. So I'm trying to figure something to do. I'm very excited to be with my friends. I'm planning on hosting a little Christmas celebration with my friends in my apartment before I go to New York. I'm planning on like cooking for everyone, which is crazy, like me cooking, but I'm going to try pull it off. I think maybe Neve said she's going to help me like cook. She's also gluten-free, so she wants to take a little bit control of the cooking. All right, last one. Let me put it on the table. Wow, I signed them so quickly. Adam McIntyre. Also, this photo is so funny to me because it was taken after the Taylor Swift concert. I had went to the club with my friend and stayed up all night, and I ended up meeting a really cute guy this night. We still text, but nothing will come of that. And he took this photo, and we were being so cutesy walking around London. So that's a little bit of lore behind this picture. And the lore behind this one is that me and Neve went to a bar, ordered a Guinness, took a photo with it, couldn't drink it, and we had to chuck it. Sorry to all the Guinness lovers out there. Let me compile these. So, yeah, I don't know what to do for New Year's. I also just can't believe that this is my fourth Christmas with Bonnie and Dolly, which is crazy to me. I remember when I have a photo with them each Christmas. And I remember my 2021 photo. I just came back from my first ever trip to LA, and we all look so young in it. And then I have my 2022, 2023, and now I'm going to have my 2024. And they've really grown up with me. I mean, I got them both when everything started kicking off with YouTube. I moved out for the first time. I raised them in Brighton on my own. And it's just crazy to watch them grow up as well. And yeah, this is my second Christmas without Tyler and Milo, which is a lot of emotions come back there, my two cats. I always miss them in general, but I miss them at this time of year because I always used to dress them up in little cute costumes, which they didn't enjoy, but that's fine. Bonnie and Dolly love being dressed up, though. So yeah, there's that, and I'm gonna go home and see my friends Joy and Aoife. You know, we all live in like different cities and countries now, so it's gonna be the first time that we're gonna be hanging out since I think we went on a trip to Paris. But even after that, like we're not gonna see each other for a bit. So, and then I'm gonna see other friends from home that I don't see that often, and there's a lot to look forward to, and it's just it always feels to me a very like healing thing of like seeing people that I only see like once a year and family members that I only see once a year. I completely forgot that this diva is still sitting behind me. Oh, I love my nails here. Where did I get them done? Did I get them done in Manchester? I might have got them done in Manchester. I don't know, but they're like, I think I got them done in Manchester because I think I had just moved out of Manchester. Yes. M1 Nails in Manchester. I really love those. My friend Neve, who I do the podcast with, is actually up in Manchester today. And my other friend, Suha, is always up in Manchester. And they always send me photos of my old apartment. And I just think back on that era and I'm like, wow, that was a year ago. what a lot of learning within a year, but ultimately a lot of good learning. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. There's been something that has came over me in the last couple days where I'm just feeling very grateful, and I don't know why, but again, a lot of it is stemming from feeling very close to my friend Alexandra, who passed away the last couple days, last couple months, and I'm just feeling myself taking a moment, processing things. And yeah, I just want to send love to everyone. I hope you're all doing great. I have, like I said, 50 of each. And let me get this correct again. Let me check my email from my tour manager. March 9th, London, Smith Square Hall, which is like bang in the middle of London, by the way. I'm like kind of gagged. Like it's beside like Big Ben and stuff, I'm pretty sure. And then March 10th, Dublin, O'Reilly Theatre. Now they're quite big theatres, which is a little bit jarring. But obviously because we're only adding 2 shows, they had to be a little bit bigger. I'm so excited for the London show. I'm so excited for the London show. All of my friends are going to be there. All of my family are going to be there. And the Dublin show I can't believe. Like, I can't believe the London show, but the Dublin show is something that I can't believe. And I hope the Dublin one sells. When you add shows, you go based on your demographic on YouTube. And Dublin is, quite down, to be fair. Like, London is definitely a lot bigger than Dublin. But when they offered a Dublin show, I immediately took it. Even though the theatre is... ironically, the Dublin theatre is, like, one of the biggest theatres that I'm doing, which is obviously terrifying because it's not going to sell out or anything like that because it's, like, way too big. But I'm just excited to do a show in Dublin. I'm so excited that there are Irish muckers, and I can't wait to meet everyone. It's really going to be... I'm, like, going to put my all into every single show. This Dublin show feels very full circle and homecoming because, again, while I now go to shows in London, during my childhood, Dublin was where I went to shows. I went to YouTuber shows there. It was where I went to all of Colleen's shows. It was, I went to all my concerts in Dublin. Never, ever, ever thought I would do a fucking show in Dublin. I cannot believe it. I really can't believe it. I don't think I'm going to believe it until, I'm on stage. So, again, in closing, I hope everyone's doing well. And, again, all you need to do to get one of these, the London one or the Dublin one, is if you are able to come to the show, buy a ticket. March 9th, London, Smith Square Hall. March 10th, Dublin, O'Reilly Theatre. And send me confirmation that you have got a ticket and that you're coming. And I will message you, I'll get your info, and I will send you one of these just as a little thank you for coming, and that I can't wait to see you. I cannot wait to do these fucking shows. I can't wait to do I have the tour poster in front of me, the Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, LA, Dallas. I can't wait for the other shows that are going to be added, but I just cannot believe that I'm doing shows in the UK and Ireland, and I'm just super grateful. So thank you, Muckers, for all the support, and again, just let me know on social media if you buy tickets to either of these, and I will send you whatever city. I am going to head off. I hope you're all doing very well. I just want to sign these with you just to hang out. Hope you're all doing very well. I will see you in my next one, and goodbye.